everyone, and welcome to Arsène Lupin, Once a Thief, which is a mystery puzzle adventure game. And yeah, let's just jump right in. Liking the music. Very nice. I think that was Mr. Arsène, or Mr. Lupin. The Legend of Arsène Lupin, a robbery of fantastic proportions. Introduction to the Legend of Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Thief. Alright.
The Legend of Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Thief,
Lupin.
is a tale that has been heard by most, but the truth known only by a few. Opinions are divisive. A playful swindler or a hardened career criminal.
Or maybe
One
something in
thing
between.
cannot be argued. The excitement
could be something
of
in between.
Arsène Lupin and his antics are unrivaled.
So this should be interesting. Château de Malaquis. Alright. Oh boy.
They're just paranoid. As if Lupin's going to get anywhere near this place.
Lupin. Sir.
I know you keep saying it's an impenetrable fortress, but you've heard the stories.
Don't worry, it's an easy gig. We got our posts, and that egg stays safe and sound.
Is it, one of those Russian eggs?
Gentlemen,
Bonjour. Oh, sorry. Bonsoir, Arsène Lupin. Arrange actions using... choose confirm to execute. Oh, well, this is interesting. So what do we have? Blocking the entrance, razor-sharp spikes. Having leapt the spikes, deal with the rabid dogs waiting to pounce. The guards shouldn't cause any more bother, but stay alert to avoid the poison-tipped arrows. The dogs will be in a deep slumber. Next, the guards whose only orders are to protect the Fabergé egg. Yeah, figured it was. Using the arrows to snap the bear traps is a better idea than using a leg. Okay, so that one should be there. I think this makes sense. Yeah? Timelines allow Lupin to plan his actions. Others may use them to retroactively solve the order of events. Confirm? Hey!
An impossible undertaking for most. Walk in the park for Arsène Lupin.
Yep. All in a day's work.
He was triumphant over the trials that had stood before him, but it was only with careful planning and execution that he could make every task look so simple.
Yeah. Usually is. Bejeweled necklace.
oh,
You can get up close to certain areas of a scene and interact with them in new ways to solve puzzles. Hallmark. Perfectly authentic. Alright. Not what I came for, but how can I say no to something so exquisite? I did always have a weakness for anything that glistens. Sounds like a friend of mine. She loves things that glitter. I know he was only doing his job, but so was I. Poor doggies. They were also just doing their job.
Huh?
Now I want to see this chest of jewels. Ew. Emerald? Don't mind if I do. A diamond and a ruby. Ooh. Treasure. Another haul of jewels to add to their collection? If someone's going to be careless enough to leave this here. Yeah. Very silly.
Now, a combination was all that stood between him and his prize. The combination had to be somewhere. Would they have trusted the now unconscious guards with such important information?
Highly doubt that. Okay. Well, I highly doubt
8.
28.
The terrified owners only trusted each guard with half the combination.
Okay, well then it works.
A quick rummage, and he had what he required. 09.
2809. Okay.
Before he tackled the colossal vault door that blocked his path, he took a moment to remind himself of why
For the Fabergé egg? What treasure lies on the other side of the vault door? Is a Fabergé egg. Originating from the house of Fabergé in St. Petersburg, its craftsmanship and beauty are unmatched. 1,000,000 francs, the moon, the Hope Diamond. No, it's a Fabergé egg. Yes. They are gorgeous, though. This might be just what I was looking for.
Oh.
2809. 20. 8. 9. Confirm.
the vault stood open like a cookie jar, just waiting for him to reach in.
A bit far to reach. Diamond necklace? Diamonds are not only a girl's best friend. Huh. It would have been for a useful getaway. It would have made for a useful getaway vehicle. Could I fit in it?
Carefully, now was not the time to stray from the path.
Stone statue. Had I something a little bigger than just my pockets to carry my treasure out with? That looks like Socrates. Gaudy necklace. Not exactly my taste, but it would certainly fetch a decent price on the black market.
Curses locked. But for every door, there is a key.
Yeah. Some objects are only visible at certain angles. Hey. Is it out here? Perhaps. Huh? T-Rex skull. Majestically watching my greatest triumph. What's that glistening in there? Looks like a key. Oh. Hinged jaw. I believe it's also known as the dentary bone. I still impress myself sometimes. Clinging onto the dinosaur's tooth, the key to the cage. I'm certainly glad he wasn't part of the chateau's security. I mean, considering that it's a dinosaur
Yes, it's
skull.
locked.
Oh, right, sorry. Golden
Hey,
key.
presto!
Mm-hmm.
Just a few more steps.
Sandbag.
A steady hand and...
Don't mind if I do. What am I looking for?
Of course,
That.
it was not the obvious that he was seeking. There was a more valuable prize inside.
Oh,
Ah.
oh. Zeus. This has got to work.
Huh?
Oh, it was on the right. Rotation, whatever. A black pearl.
All its beauty. The Black Pearl. What he had really been chasing for so long. All that was left to do was escape. A simple task after the gauntlet of obstacles he had just championed until the alarm.
If an alarm is required.
Alright. What set it off,
Let
though?
me guess. You read that in the newspaper. They also said I ran around in a top hat and cloak. Have you ever seen that?
A little exaggeration never hurt, but it's your story to tell. If you have a different version of events.
If you want the real truth, we'll have to go back further still. Let me tell you about a young man, Bernard d'Andrézy, his investigation and how it led to my arrest.
The arrest of Arsène Lupin to catch a thief. The guests on board La Provence find out Arsène Lupin is amongst them and set out to find him themselves.
On the second day, at a distance of 500 miles from the French coast, in the midst of a violent storm, a wireless telegraph message was received.
Pretty hard for it to be wired, considering we were on a ship. Hello!
Arsène Lupin is on your vessel. First cabin, blonde hair, wound right forearm. Traveling alone under the name Ray. The telegram was cut short, but by the next morning the whole ship had heard of Arsène Lupin's presence, and the deck was alive with gossip and rumors.
Okay. SS La Provence, second day at sea.
Can you believe it? Arsène Lupin stowed on board. I heard he once dressed as a Spanish bullfighter and a Russian physician.
Arsène Lupin, the man of 1,000 disguises. If what the newspapers say are true, he could be disguised as anyone.
Apparently, he's traveling under the name R. But before anyone says anything, it's not Roseanne.
You are blonde, though.
The waiter at breakfast told Miss Underdown and I that he had snuck on in the dead of night in a rubber life raft.
Can you imagine it? Daring, dangerous. It's like something out of a storybook. Don't you think, Miss Underdown?
Not a book I'd read, but I can see why there might be excitement around him.
And you sound American.
Should we be worried? I have valuables on board and the things I've heard about that man.
You've got nothing to worry about. But Miss Underdown, if you feel nervous...
Miss Gerland and I shall both be fine.
Wouldn't it be exciting if I could get a photograph of the famous Arsène Lupin?
It would certainly be some feat, as you said. A man of 1,000 disguises.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. As soon as he is caught, he'll be behind bars, where he belongs.
I should make a point of speaking with everyone on the deck. Alright. Hello, Rosaine. Louis Rosaine.
Hey, you. Come here a second.
Bernard d'Andrézy. How do you do, Monsieur Rosen?
I see my reputation precedes me.
You did just say your name.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Is there something I can help you with?
I'll get right to the point. Miss Underdown. We're both warm-blooded males. There's nothing wrong with a little healthy competition, right, Benny?
It's Bernard.
Until next time. Let's talk to you. You're probably just gonna tell me that I'm not allowed to go
I
inside.
wonder if I could ask you a question?
The dining hall is past the cabins.
I was more interested in the ship's unwanted guest.
Why do you think Arsène Lupin is on board?
If he's not fleeing from one job, he's probably moving on to the next. Maybe his target's on board.
You think he's here to rob someone? Would he really go all the way to America just for that?
From what I've heard, he's prepared to do anything to get what he wants.
There's plenty of guests on board that would be the perfect target for him. Who's got the most to lose?
I don't think it's about that, though. You've been very helpful, thank you. I mean, why would Lupin care about who has the most to lose? Major, I heard there was a military man on board. A major, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if he knows anything. On second thoughts, maybe I'll give him a little privacy. I mean, he doesn't seem to be doing too good. I don't think he and the sea get along. Ma'am.
Excuse me, miss.
Oh, you gave me an awful fright.
Sorry about that.
That's expected with Arsène Lupin on board. Allow me to introduce myself. Bernard d'Andrézy.
Lady Gerland, how do you do?
You were upset at the thought of Arsène Lupin?
A cryptic telegram comes through saying a blonde man wants to steal all our belongings, and we're supposed
no.
to remain calm.
It didn't. He's not going to steal all your belongings.
I'm not exactly sure that's what the telegram implied.
Exactly.
Maybe that's because you don't have as much to lose.
What else have you heard about Arsène Lupin?
You mean besides how he spent his life as a criminal, stealing people's hard-earned money? I've never
Not
heard
always
Father say
hard-earned.
one good thing about him.
From what I've heard, he doesn't care what people say about him, just that they're saying something at all.
And what does that say about him?
That he knows what, how PR works? I suppose I'd better be going. Oh, can't go that way. Someone's put their... Darn it! Someone's put their bags in the way. There's the captain, and that must be his first mate. Doesn't take a genius to figure out why they look so annoyed.
I told you to keep it to yourself.
But you know how gossip travels. It was always going to get out.
I wanted control, how and when. What are we going to do?
Post someone on the stairs guard in the storage room. And another guard in the crew quarters.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Get to it then.
Alright. I think that's everyone on the deck except for Miss Underdown. She must have headed for the hallway. Tea room? Lovely. Oh, that's very nice. Ah, hallway. Miss Nellie Underdown?
Excuse me, Miss Underdown?
The excited man with the camera.
That's me, Bernard d'Andrézy. But just Bernard is fine.
Now's my chance to impress her. Best not to come across too forward.
Just Bernard.
Oh boy.
What can I do for you?
Sometimes you'll need to choose your questions and answers wisely to win conversation challenges. So, what brought you on board La Provence? Shall we talk in your cabin? I see you're traveling alone. No, what brought you on board La Provence?
I'm traveling to see my father while he's on business with my dear friend, Lady Gerland.
Alright.
I've actually just spoken to her on the deck. She has some strong opinions about Arsène Lupin.
I'm sure you won't be surprised to find I feel the same.
I'm hardly surprised with what newspapers say.
I'm an only child. Your family must come from money. Tell me about yourself. It's either I'm an only child or that. I feel like she is probably not interested. Not to be rude, but I mean, I think she's mostly interested in herself. So, tell me about yourself.
I'm afraid there isn't much to know.
Alright.
I'm sure that can't be right. A beautiful, intelligent young woman like you?
Be careful. A girl could get used to such flattery.
Things seem to be going well. This voyage has a lot more potential than first expected. I'm left wanting to know more. Hopefully I'll get the chance to spend more time with her.
Oh boy. You're upset Arsène Lupin is on board?
We're all on this ship to relax, and having him on board has changed everything.
I mean, he might not be on board to steal anything. He might be on board to get to America to steal something.
Only if you let it.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. Now, I have a question for you. What brought you on this voyage across the Atlantic?
My work. I'm a photojournalist, or at least trying to be.
That would explain the camera.
Yep.
It wasn't my initial plan, but if I could get a shot of Arsène Lupin, it would do wonders for my career.
I have a rather daring proposal for you.
Go on.
What would you say to you and I trying to find Lupin ourselves? An exciting notion, don't you think?
Exciting would be one word.
You don't want him to ruin your trip. And if we don't do something, who will?
I wouldn't usually be so easily persuaded. Where would we even start? What do we know about Arsène Lupin?
Blonde. Travels under a name that starts with R. Yeah, he has a wounded right forearm.
We don't know how he did it, but it shouldn't be too hard to spot. We should look for someone with an injured arm.
He has blonde hair.
He's a master of disguise, but we can only work with what information we have. We should look for someone with blonde hair.
And he is traveling under the name R.
I imagine there are a number of guests on board with that initial. We should try and narrow the list down.
Very astute, Monsieur d'Andrécy. Bernard. Anyone would think this isn't your first investigation.
There are many things you still have to learn about me.
Okay, who could Arsène Lupin be disguised as? Captain of SS La Provence. I mean, it could be him. Louis Rosin. A guest on board the ship who wants to see Arsène Lupin locked up. The Major. I heard there was a military man on board. Lady Gerland. First mate. Porter. I mean, technically it could be that, but I mean, he is the most obvious one. According to me.
Monsieur Rosen!
Really? The gentleman from the deck?
Arsène Lupin is known as a master of disguise.
I have your
Don't
first
hold me in
task.
suspense.
Do you think you could keep Monsieur Rosen distracted while I search his cabin for evidence?
And what am I to say to him?
Just be your ever-enchanting self.
That I can do.
With Miss Underdown keeping Mr. Rosen occupied, I've got the chance to search his cabin. I'm sure I saw him leaving that door on the right earlier. On the right, okay. Here?
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Excuse me, on the right?
Ooh.
I can't say for certain who this cabin belongs to. Okay. Ah, to Roseanne's cabin. How is that on the right? Whatever. An unlocked door. Roseanne is either stupid or confident. I can't leave Miss Underdown with him for too long. Who knows what else he's saying to her. Find evidence that Roseanne is Arsène Lupin. Arsène Lupin's disguised identity is a mystery, and with suspicions but little evidence pointing towards Roseanne, further investigation is required. There must be something in his cabin that would incriminate him. Okay. Whenever you start an investigation or scheme, a mind map is launched. Here you can see all of the evidence related to your very first investigation. Using to move your cursor, try highlighting each piece of evidence to see more information. Yeah, matches the telegram's description. I hate to be presumptuous, but having spoken to him, it's hard not to think differently. It's important to pay attention to all evidence information given. This will become vital as you start making deductions. For now, press B to return to the scene. Okay. Okay. Comb. Some white hairs I see, presumably Roseanne's. Stained pillow. Roseanne's pillow is covered in a large stain. What could have caused this? Coloring your hair. I don't know what he's been up to, but I certainly couldn't sleep with that pungent smell all over my pillow. You now have enough evidence to make your first deduction. Notice the icon is flashing. Press X to access your investigations. Okay. Blonde. Yeah. Standard cabin bed, much the same as the other cabins. Okay. Notice the number on the... yeah, there's one. Icon has been updated. Try connecting two pieces of evidence to form a deduction. Pay attention to the information given to succeed. Okay. I think those.
The poop is here somewhere.
Okay. Guess that's not it.
Come on, think.
Okay. Huh.
If this doesn't impress Miss Underdown.
Okay. Well done. You just made your first deduction. Linking existing evidence gives you brand new evidence to use in your investigation. Use B to return to the scene. The hair found on his comb has inconsistent coloring. What could explain this? He changed his hair color.
Oh.
Napkin? I'm just hoping it's unused. Empty bottle of pills. An empty bottle would suggest he's been taking the painkillers for something serious. What could that be? Chemical dye! A strong smelling chemical dye. Okay. I presume this must belong to Miss Underdown. Awfully strange for Arsene to have it. Defacing a napkin, a little childish if you ask me. Seeing as I've just sent Miss Underdown off to distract Arsene, I hope the feelings are just one-sided. Okay. We have chemical dye, napkin, anti-bottle of pills. That. And that.
I think I'm getting the hang of this detective thing.
Good. He must have spilled dye over the bed by accident. Strange that it's just on the pillow. It's not strange. He slept in it, didn't he? We do that.
One step closer to proving it.
Alright. The telegram did say he had a wounded arm. What else could prove Arsene is Lupin? Treating a wound. Can we...
One step closer to proving it.
Ah, yes. A master of disguise like Lupin would change his appearance to avoid being caught. Master of disguise. Why are those two blinking? Some master of disguise.
I think I'm getting the hang of this detective thing.
If what the telegram said is right, blonde hair, initial blah blah blah, I think I'm getting the hang of this detective thing. What more evidence is needed? This should convince everyone. I would say that it is kind of coincidental. I mean, depending on who else is on the ship. We have proof that Arsene is, as the newspapers describe, a good-for-nothing scoundrel. It's time to get the proof to the captain. If I use the postbox in the tea room, I can ensure this will get to him safely and securely. Alright. The box here, apparently. You mean here? Ah, yes. Sure.
Oh.
Now that's sent, I better check in with Miss Underdown and let her know our mission was a success. The arrest of Arsène Lupin, the inspector boards, Inspector Ganimard.
So that's how the great Arsène Lupin was caught. By two amateur sleuths?
Are you questioning my storytelling?
No, it's just the newspaper reports didn't include anything of your claims.
Claims? It's the truth. The newspapers have never been worried with allowing the truth to get in the way of a good story. The good story I was just getting to.
I just think we'd benefit from hearing all sides of the story. At least about what Inspector Ganimard did when he boarded the ship. This is what I heard.
Okay. 5th day, docked in America.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to the United States of America. There will be a minor delay in the disembarking of the ship. A detective has come aboard to take over certain matters with an unwanted guest. Yes, I know what his name is, and it doesn't need to be repeated. Yes, they know it too. I ask for your cooperation. The faster he's found, the faster we can get you all on dry land. Thank you. This detective better know what he's doing.
It's Inspector.
Hello.
Today is the day. He is on board, and he's not getting away this time. One more failure, and the Commissaire General will have my badge. All right, showtime. I am Inspector Ganimard, and shall be addressed as such. Everyone is to remain on board until Lupin shows his face, and I have the coward in custody. I don't ask for much, but I'm asking now. Please, please, let me catch Arsène Lupin.
You've got him down to a T.
Inspector Ganimard, you mean?
It's like he's here in the room with us.
I've read enough about the frustrating years and near misses of pursuing his rival. It wasn't hard to find his voice.
He certainly wasn't going to let anyone get in the way of him catching his prey.
I need to speak to the man in charge, or at least who was before I arrived. Where'd the captain go? Well, I am going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!